Women don't leave good men. They leave poor communication, disrespect, inconsistency, broken promises, and emotional neglect. Men don't realize that a woman doesn't fall out of love because of another man. She falls out of love because she kept asking to be heard and kept being ignored. She falls out of love because she gave chances, explained her pain, and waited for change that never came. So by the time she leaves, she's already grieved the relationship while still in it. And when a woman finally walks away, it's not out of nowhere. It's the result of everything she tried to fix by herself.
If you believe that there's no good men out there, you're going to tolerate things that a woman with options never would. Because neuroscience tell us your brain is always going to try to confirm what it already believes. It wants to be right so bad, it's going to find all the information and confirm the lies that you're already believing. So if you believe that good men are rare, you're going to tolerate inconsistency. You're going to justify the red flags, and you're going to stay longer than you should because it feels risky to walk away because your brain is insisting there's nothing better out there. So this is what you're going to do instead. You see men for who they are. You learn how to recognize lies and low capacity early and move along as quickly as possible. Then you don't get stuck wasting time on men that don't work for you and continue to convince yourself that there's nothing else out there. So comment questions and I'll send you the exact questions you can use to get started.
I think modern women feel like men are here for their sole enjoyment, for their sole discretion. A lot of times these modern women, they'll do things, they'll make their choices, whatever you call it, and he'll make his, right? He'll do whatever he thinks is best for him, and she'll do whatever she thinks is best for her. Fine. Nobody has a problem with that. But you have to live with your actions, and you have to be accountable. That's the part that modern women don't like. I want to be able to do what I want, act how I want, be who I want to be, without any consequences, without having to be accountable. She's expecting the man at that point in time to come running back to her, or I come running back to you with open arms. You don't chastise me. You just look me in my eye and say, I understand. Here are all of your favorite snacks. I know you did me dirty, even after me saying stop, please, multiple times.
Guys, a quick reality check. A lot of you think that high standards are actually just baseline, and this is where most of you are getting it wrong. Before someone agrees to meet you, they're not evaluating your personality, right? They don't know you yet. They're looking for signals, small ones. Do you reply when you say you will? Do you confirm plans without being chased? Do you stay consistent for a few days? Because here's the part that no one says out loud. Before you meet, there's almost no real information. So people default to behavior, right? And behavior becomes the filter. It's not what you said or how good the chat was, it's what you actually did. And this is the uncomfortable part. If someone loses interest early, it's usually because something felt inconsistent, unclear, or unreliable, even if it was a small thing. So when you hear dating is hard or standards are too high, most of the time it's actually not that. It's just that the basics weren't there, and the basics are what decide if you ever get to the date.
What's going on, fellas? Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment down below. Let's get back to the video.
Good men still exist. They're just not always loud. They're not the ones playing games or seeking attention. They're consistent, they're intentional, and they show up. But sometimes they get overlooked because they may seem too calm, too steady, or even boring to some people. But peace isn't boring. Peace is healthy. A good man won't confuse you, won't make you question your worth, and won't disappear when things get real. He chooses you, clearly and consistently. So don't let past experiences make you miss something genuine. So let me ask you, have you ever overlooked a good man because he didn't come with drama? Or because you weren't used to that kind of peace?
A lot of times these modern women got away with the man planning all of this stuff. The flowers, I'll get you flowers. Oh, well, I really don't want to ride with you. I don't really know you. Well, I don't know you, so why would I be buying you flowers? Oh, well, it's different because you need to impress me. Okay, well, then how is it different if we both meet on a level playing field, I don't buy you anything. You don't buy me anything. There's not really any expectation but to come up here and get to know each other. It's a nice gesture if I were to buy you flowers, but it's not something that should be expected because once again, we don't really know each other. We're just feeling each other out. If I like you and we have another date, hey, I was thinking about you. Oh man, I appreciate that. But too many times, modern women are expecting, they feel entitled to this type of behavior. Well, my friends do it. Oh, this person did and that person did it. Actually, what you're not saying is that person might have not started off doing that. Your friend might have not started off doing that for you. And over time, as they got to know you, they started thinking about you more and more. A relationship is...
You know, dating as a man with self-respect really has you being picky. Because it's like, you can pick somebody that you can grow with, but it depends on the level of problem that they have. And even when you give somebody like that a chance, they still self-sabotage it somehow, some way. And since all their past partners kept letting it slide, they expect you to keep letting it slide. They start testing you, they start trying you. And like, okay, you might forgive once, but then when they keep doing this after you know that they know what you like and don't like, it's kind of like, all right, now you're trying to make this toxic. And then you have to sit there and take all that care and love and respect you gave to them and just walk away. And it really sucks because you could really meet a woman that's a vibe, that you care for, that you see a future with, and then she does. And then it's like, all right, I stayed with you long enough and you still didn't want to change. So why would I stay with you longer if you have no intentions of doing so? So then you just go back to square one.
When the man opens up, when he really opens up, don't you use what he said when he was open to prove a point when you want to win an argument. You will never hear the full story from us ever again. And we'll start say stuff like this. How are you? Good. I ain't good, but I just ain't telling you. Women, let me tell you something. Men are not emotionless. We have deep emotions. We just don't know how to express them. And let me tell you, if you make us feel unsafe, you'll never hear from us again. If I tell you something in a moment of vulnerability and you use it against me in an argument, you can forget me talking to you forever. And you keep talking about he quiet, he shut down, he's in his man cave, he won't open up because when he did open up, you shut the door on him.
And once again, men are starting to look specifically because, you know, before they was letting it go. They saw it, but they was letting it go. And now I'm looking specifically. Once again, we have to go back to drizzle. I'm looking specifically for who's putting in effort. Is the effort one-sided? Am I receiving some sort of reciprocity? Is the reciprocity up to par? Because you can't just buy me a Snickers bar and I didn't just bought you a 48-ounce tomahawk steak. We're not going to do that. Well, you did that out of the kindness of your heart. Right. And now you see how kind I am. Maybe you need to expand your kindness. Modern women don't want to do that. I want to give you these little beat up shoes that I found at Goodwill or Salvation Army that got dingy, dirty, and all that stuff. And you know, you can find some good stuff at Goodwill. You can find some good stuff. But the stuff that you be getting the man, it seemed like you done went dumpster diving. Oh, well, I found this on the side of the street. I thought of you. Girl, you stupid. Shut up talking.
For the first time in history, women are not marrying men for financial stability or survival. We are choosing solely based on character. And the result? We are all single. Yeah. Because it turns out finding a paycheck was easy. Finding character is nearly impossible. Back in the day, the bar was men had 2 job requirements. Don't lie and provide. Boom, marriage done. But now women have their own careers. We have our own money. So we started asking for things like emotional intelligence and communication. And suddenly the population dropped to 0. Yeah. We asked for a man who can express a feeling without glitching, and the system crashed. The moment we prioritized personality over provision, the dating pool started looking like a clearance rack at at 3 a.m. We told them, we'll handle the stability, you just show us who you are. And men everywhere started panicking because they realized they can't hide behind their wallets anymore. They actually have to be healed, decent human beings. That is why everyone is single.
Yeah.
Because the moment character entered the group chat, half the roster simply evaporated. So don't ask us why we are picky. Ask why the basic standard of being a good person was enough to empty the entire room.
Touch your husband, because if you don't, and then have the audacity to say, my husband doesn't give me the affection I want. Let's be real for a second. You can't expect a man to keep pouring out what he's not receiving back. Affection is a two-way street. If he's constantly reaching for you and getting pushed away, eventually he's going to stop trying. You want him to initiate more? Show him you actually want him. Grabbing his hand first. Pulling him in for a kiss that says more than words ever could. Those little touches tell him he's desired. He's seen. And he's not just your partner in life. He's still your man. So don't just sit around waiting for him to guess what you need. Lead with love, with touch, with desire. Because when you make him feel like the man in your arms, you'll get the man that can't keep his hands off you.
I think modern women don't really understand that. They're so disrespectful in a lot of these situations. It's extremely disrespectful. Why would a man come up to me? Why would a man approach me? It's because there's a great chance that the man is going to get disrespected for whatever reason. Now, I think most men will say, if that's something that I did, that's on me. I gotta understand it, right? Because that's something I did. I need to fix that. But if I'm coming up to you acting like I have some sense, if I'm approaching you with respect and dignity, why are you still trying to clown? Why are you still trying to act a fool? If I'm doing what you asked me to, well, approach me like this, say this, you just kind of, you don't have to change who you are, but, kind of understand the situation and read the room. I feel like it shouldn't take you reading the room for you to understand that people don't like to be disrespected and made fun of. But this is what modern women will do. A man will read the room, approach you how he's supposed to approach you, and then instead of saying and being graceful, which is what you're supposed to be doing as a lady, instead of being graceful and gracious about the interaction, even if you really don't like him or take to him or fancy him, instead of being gracious to him, you're disrespectful and you're laughing in his face and you're posting him online. What type of loser does that?
As a woman, the harsh psychological truth that no one really tells you is that sometimes a man can genuinely like you and still not choose you. And I know this sounds absolutely insane, but it's not because you weren't attractive enough. It's not because you didn't treat him well. It's not even because another woman was just better than you. A lot of the time, it's actually because he knows he's not ready for the level of relationship that you represent. He's not willing to step up to the plate. In other words, typically it's because he's not financially where he wants to be. He's not where he wants to be in his career. Maybe mentally he's figuring out his maturity. And men are very aware of this when they're not where they want to be to have a family someday or get married, because deep down most men tie their sense of worth in a relationship to what they can provide and build. And if he feels like he's still trying to get his life together, committing to a woman who expects real stability can feel like pressure for him instead of excitement. So instead of stepping into something serious, he keeps things casual, or he becomes avoidant, or he walks away entirely.
A lot of these modern women refuse to go 50-50. They refuse. I was listening to Stephen A. The other day, and I think he was doing an interview with him. I want to say Shannon Sharp. And he was talking about all of the things that he brought to the table. And he was like, man, if I'm walking in and I'm having to cook, after all of the things that I bring to the table, I'll take you out to eat. I'll take you out to eat. I'll take you, and he started listing off the things that, yeah, I'll do that for you. But if I have to come in after doing all of that and cook, what do I need you for? And that's the thing a lot of men are asking. You don't have any money. I'm still going to ask the same question. If I have to go out there and bust my band, because the work's going to be the same. The work is going to be the same. I have to go out there. I might not get paid as much as Stephen A. But I put in a lot. I might even put a lot more effort than Stephen A. He might be working in terms of mental. I might be working in terms of physical. The work that I do takes a physical toll on my body. And so if I'm putting my body on the line, he puts his mind on the line or whatever. If we're doing that, but in different ways, we're going to ask the same question. Because the sacrifice is going to be the same. The mental effort, the physical effort is going to be similar. And so I'm going to arrive as a man at the same conclusion. And that's going to be, what is it that you're bringing to the table? I'm telling you, they don't understand. You're going to run into that same question at every level. And the only difference between a man that you think is a lower level and the man that you think is a higher level is that man's going to sit there and look at you. Did I stutter? No.
Today we have how social media has ruined dating. First, we have Cap in the comment sections. Heart emojis, you're perfect, beautiful, stunning, cutie. We're looking at a tort. That's a problem. Number 2, late night DMs. All you motherfuckers out here DMing some gremlins at 3 in the morning. That's problem number 2. And why is that a problem? It's because in the past, also shout out to the TZG Institute of Societal Change for providing us with this graph and this data. From the beginning of time, all the way up until about 2016-17, we had a nice upward trend of the attraction level against the amount of interest being received. Ones didn't get, 10's got all the attention, right? But now with social media, this graph is all fucked up, okay? You got 3's getting 8 level attraction, interest, and it's all discombobulated. So, this in turn causes the hoflation effect that we are seeing today. Now, I don't have a solution for this yet. The TZG Institute of Societal Change is working on a solution. But thank you for coming to my TED Talk today and learning more about the issue that we're currently facing.
Unhinged things that women don't understand about men, part 5. This one is for the ladies. However, my guy, please let us know in the comments below if this one resonates. This is one of the most important lessons that I have ever learned. Men thrive in the presence of a woman who trusts him. If you fundamentally believe that the man that you are with is incompetent, he is not capable of doing things, he doesn't have your best interest at heart, or he doesn't care about you, you are demonizing him, and if your actions reflect that, I can almost guarantee that this man is not going to show up to the best of his capacity. If you treat him in a way that shows that you trust that he's going to take care of you, you trust that he's going to be capable of getting things done, and you trust that he is going to handle a situation, he is so much more likely to actually do it. He may not be perfect, he may not do it in exactly the way that you want, but if the energy that you present to him communicates that you don't trust him, you are not helping this man step into his power. And if he is not stepping into his power around you, he's going to feel powerless around you. And if he feels powerless around you, he's probably not going to want to invest the same kind of energy and effort. Over time, he's probably either going to check out of the relationship or decide to invest that energy elsewhere, because that is a losing battle for a man who actually cares about a woman and she acts like he just doesn't. Of course, this goes both ways. In a relationship, your job is to see the good in your partner, and nobody is perfect, so if your expectation is perfection, your bar is too high. That being said, you should not lower your standard for how you want to be treated. And if someone consistently treats you in a way that is disrespectful, it is your responsibility, my dear, to act accordingly. Love you guys. Thank you so much. And let me know in the comments below if this one helps.
I think modern women get in the habit of asking about good men and how you can find them. But I think, if you really are actually honest with yourself, you'd understand that the good man in a lot of situations was really always there. He's right in front of your face. It's just that a lot of times you don't want to acknowledge it. I've seen street interviews, and you obviously see it in your life where a woman will be describing a man, and the man that she's describing will be right there beside her. Well, I'm looking for this. Oh, but he's a friend and I can't. And she will sit up there for years on end, decades even, mess around with the people that she's not supposed to be messing around with, knowing that these guys are doing her dirty. And then at the end of it, want to go back to the man that's been standing beside her the last 15 years and want him to be like, okay, yeah, I've been waiting on you. I mean, you don't think that's disrespectful? No, because I was at a different time of my life then. Y'all gotta learn, because y'all be doing it in y'all's life when a job comes, or when a networking opportunity comes, or when somebody says, hey, I want you to get into this business. Okay, I'll do it. And whether it works out or not, y'all jump into it and it don't work, and y'all try it again and it don't work, and y'all try it again and it don't work again. Y'all are getting to all this other stuff. Y'all get tied down to all this other nonsense. But when it comes to the man that you're supposed to be with, oh, I'm not sure about that. I don't know. Why don't you just go out to coffee with him just to see where you're at? I don't know. It might ruin some stuff. And the stuff that you ruined, going and messing around with everybody else, now you want him to fix it. Interesting.
My husband called that the great trick, because he was just providing all the time. And there was something I wanted to provide for him, and he just was a total block. And it happened so much, and I was so hurt. I finally screamed at him. Do you think you're the only person in this relationship that needs to give? And he was like, what? Huh? Yeah, he called it the great trick. And he was forever grateful for the great trick. And he did improve greatly from that. Much, much better. But he still, I had to work on the other side as well, which I never got in place. Before it got in place, of saying, when I would say thank you for what he provided, for him to say, you're welcome.
And also one day, modern women are going to have to figure out that if you're going to brag about making 6 figures, you're going to have to produce. You're going to have to produce. I'm a boss, babe. I'm showing an independent woman. I don't need no man, But I expect a man to be a gentleman. And I expect you to be a nurturer. I expect you to give back to me what I give to you. If I'm pouring into you, I expect you to give that back to me. At some point in time, I would like you to take me on a date. Oh, well, that's not manly. I don't care what you say. I need you to reciprocate at some point in time. Get creative. Well, that's a woman's thing. No, because y'all do that. See, what y'all would like to do is y'all would like to say, well, we got this day, Valentine's Day, it's going to be for women. No, it's supposed to be for couples, I thought. Because we both in love, right? Is it only me that is in love, or is it both of us? Well, then, you got National Girlfriend's Day, or National Boo Thing Day, or whatever, my birthday, and I got to get something for that, and you got to go all out all week, all month. And then Christmas come, and I got to go all out for that. And there's a couple of other holidays in there. Did I say birthday? Gotta go all, yep, I gotta go all out for that too. There's a plethora of things. And then that's on top of just because. And just because really, honestly, and truly needs to happen at least 3 to 4 times a month. So you're already getting quality gifts, quality dates, just because. And then your birthday, I got to go all out. Valentine's Day, I got to go all out at some point. And then for all of that, what does a man get? Complaining. He didn't quite do it right, but we bringing him along. Bringing me along where? You need to catch up.
All women say they want a good man until they actually meet one and realize they're not equipped to handle him. A good man is not convenient. He doesn't bend to accommodate chaos. He doesn't rearrange his values because you're emotional. A real good man has discipline, boundaries, and priorities that don't shift based on your mood. And this is where women get confused. When you've never met emotional maturity, you misread everything. You call him cold because he won't tolerate drama. You call him selfish because he protects his peace. You label him detached because he refuses to beg for your approval. But that's not coldness. That is self-respect. A man who knows his worth doesn't move from insecurity. He moves from conviction. Good men don't chase drama. They don't chase chaos. And they sure as hell don't chase women who weaponize emotion. They build, they lead, they create order. Most women aren't ready for the responsibility that comes with a stable man because stability doesn't feed your need for emotional roller coasters. It doesn't scratch that itch for unpredictable validation. For women raised in dysfunction, peace feels boring until you lose it. A good man requires partnership, respect, and a woman who's emotionally regulated, not reactive, not reckless. Stay solid. Good men don't bend, they build. And the right woman rises to meet him. All women say they want a good man until they actually meet one and realize they're not equipped to handle him. A good man is not convenient. He doesn't bend to accommodate chaos. He doesn't rearrange his values because you're emotional. A real good man has discipline, boundaries, and priorities that don't shift based on your mood. And this is where women get confused. When you've never met emotional maturity, you misread everything. You call him cold because he won't tolerate drama. You call him selfish because he protects his peace. You label him detached because he refuses to beg for your approval. But that's not coldness. That is self-respect. A man who knows his worth doesn't move from insecurity. He moves from conviction. Good men don't chase drama. They don't chase chaos. And they sure don't chase women who weaponize emotion. They build, they lead, they create order. Most women aren't ready for the responsibility that comes with a stable man because stability doesn't feed your need for emotional roller coasters. It doesn't scratch that itch for unpredictable validation. For women raised in dysfunction, peace feels boring until you lose it. A good man requires partnership, respect, and a woman who's emotionally regulated, not reactive, not reckless. Stay solid. Good men don't bend, they build. And the right woman rises to meet him.
Here's what it means when your ex moves on very quickly. I'm talking like from the day it ended to about 2-3 months afterwards. Number one, they can't be on their own. Someone that cannot be on their own, doesn't know how to take accountability, hasn't had the time to heal and grow. And for them to be on their own would mean that they would have to think about things. And typically people that can't sit with themselves will try to distract themselves. Number two, they're trying to fill the void. So they need a distraction, thus they go looking for the dopamine. But typically the dopamine and the bonding chemicals, after about 3-6 months, it fades away. And once relationship problems come up, what do we think happens? That's typically when a relationship is truly tested and will end. And number three, they're trying to replace you. They might not know it yet, but essentially they're looking for you in someone else. And I'm not saying that people don't move on or end relationships because they realize that the other person isn't for them. But someone that moves on very quickly is someone that hasn't fully processed something. There is no way that someone just switches off one day. This is an indication of someone showing you exactly who they are and how they process things. So if you were the one that was broken up with, that is heartbroken, that is stuck, I want you to ask yourself this one question. Do you really want to be with a person like that? Someone that doesn't know how to reflect, doesn't know how to process emotion, doesn't take time to heal and grow, but repeats their patterns with the next person, monkey branches. I don't think you do. And sometimes the actions of another person is all the closure that you need.
When a man says he reserves his chivalry and kindness only for traditional women, you have to wonder, why would any woman, traditional or not, choose a man who is not genuinely kind to everyone? True character isn't revealed in selective moments, but in consistent actions.
No security, no safety, no confidence, which means with faith. So no faith, and this is a good place to keep spending who I am. This isn't a good place to keep providing, to keep giving. So I interact with admiration, respect, and affinity. And it has to do with my whole research into what causes feeling love. And it admires is to hold up. You're something I'm not. And And I think it's amazing what you are that I'm not. And respect is props to you, right? Respect is about strength. And affinity is about, I like you. I like how you are. I don't need you to change. Keep being that. Any effort you spend on that is well worth it. And I end up talking to a lot of singles, and for both men and women, in whatever form, heterosexual spectrum, wherever it is, to let someone know what you like about them. I like that about you.
Women are swiping left on the bottom 95% of men. Oh my God. Women match with 36% of those they like, while men match with less than 2%. So basically, women have like a 1 in 3 chance of having a guy like them back, but men have a 1 in 50 chance. That's the meme. Yep. The meme is unironically real.
She was the one, bro. Okay, if she was the one and she left, go find the two. It's simple math. Oh, we acting like this shit difficult. Go get and gang. Keep thinking about it, bro. Throw the love you had for that girl in the ditch and go upgrade and get another. It's not rocket science. It's not that hard, fam. Go to do it. I love her. You crying over her. Don't go. Move on. But you crying over her. Don't go. Move on. You crying over her. Don't go. Move on. Next. What are we saying, fam? One girl left, and there's 4 billion more in the world. But you're crying like 4 billion left, and there's 1 more in the world. Your math is not matching. You're going to be okay. There's more bitches. Every hoe eventually gotta go. Whether she dies and passes away, or her love for you dies and she goes away. Every hoe eventually gotta go. Just get a new one. It's not that hard.
So if a girl you love wants to leave, you gonna let her leave?
If a girl wants to leave, I'm gonna open the door to help her leave faster. Get that goof out of my life so I can hurry up and find my wife. And if she wants to leave, I'm gonna open the door and let her leave faster too. Same process. Swap them out, swap them out, swap them out. I ain't trying to man. There's too many out here. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
So you never cried over a girl?
No, man. You're supposed to cry over losing you can't replace. Like your mother and your father. You're never supposed to cry over losing It's the one thing you can always replace. There's billions of bitches. Billions. You can find that same across the city with a better attitude. What the f*** are we talking about?
I don't think about moving to Canada to be close to my girl.
Why would you move to Canada when you could just move on? Dog, are you crazy? Just find another girl. It's way cheaper than moving. What's gotten into you? You lost your mind?
If you're a black man and you're 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, and you're not married to a black woman, go ahead and go get you a foreigner. Because these black women, majority of them, they don't like black men anymore. A hard-working black man is not respected in America anymore. The only men that are qualified to date a majority of these black women is Jesus himself. They don't appreciate a hard-working black man anymore. Give them a Bible. Give them a rose, give them a bottle of wine, and that's what they're content with. Because these other races of men don't want them anyway, because they talk too much. They can go get you a nice little Vietnamese or Cambo, whatever, that's going to be quiet, full, cook, clean. She should say when, how, why.
My husband is mad at me because he walked in and he saw that I'm making breakfast, and I told him that this was for me and my daughter, and that if he wanted some, he needs to cook for himself. I told him I was not going out of my way to make breakfast for him. This is only for me and my daughter. Like, if you're that hungry, there's a McDonald's down the street, or there's eggs in the fridge and there's bacon, and you can make it yourself. He's acting like this not cooking for him thing is brand new. I gave him a list of things that I don't do the day that we got married, and he was okay with it. So what's the problem now? I told him, if you don't want to cook, you could wait and see if there's any leftovers. If there's leftovers, go ahead and eat. If there's no leftovers, then I'm sorry. You're going to have to figure it out. But I am not going to cook for you. It's not my job to cook for you. I'm sorry. And then on top of that, I'm doing scrambled eggs. He wants a fried egg. No, I'm sorry. That's too much work for me. I'm not going to do it. So my husband decided to drain our joint bank account and leave me after so much controversy on my videos. I guess he got, wind of the videos, and yeah, he drained our bank account, and he has told me that I have to leave. At first, I thought he was the one that's going to be gone and that I was going to be able to stay here. But he returned and he said that I need to pack up my things and go. I told him absolutely not, because I have children and me and my children are not going to be in the street. So I told him that he has to evict me. And the one that gave him this idea of leaving me was his birth giver. Yes. His mother was the one that gave him the grand idea to leave me.
For my birthday, and this man propositions me for like I'm a... Does this outfit get... Do it look like I'm tricking on the street? I would really love to know, like, what the gave him a mini skirt? I'm wearing a cowboy hat.
Yep. Yeah. Nope. You gonna tell her? So, don't tell her. No, baby, that looks fine. You can go to church with that outfit. You can go to the PTA meeting with that outfit. It is not getting... I'll tell you about it at this point.
The quiet guys that barely talk anymore are usually the ones that gave their everything to one girl and got left with nothing but screenshots and memories.
A lot of people misunderstand quiet men. They think those men are cold, detached, or emotionally unavailable. But a lot of the time, those were the men who once loved the hardest. They were the guys who gave their time, their loyalty, their energy, their future. They planned, they protected, they showed up. And when that relationship ended, it didn't just break their heart. It changed how they move in the world. Because when a man gives his entire heart to someone and it still isn't enough, something inside him learns a lesson. Not always a healthy one, but a powerful one. He learns that vulnerability can be expensive. And so the next time he walks into a room, he speaks less. He watches more. He protects his peace. Not because he has nothing to say, but because he learned the hard way that not everyone deserves access to his depth. The quiet guy isn't always empty. Sometimes he's just a man who loved deeply once and is being a lot more careful with his heart now.
I'm 54, which means I've seen enough to tell you the truth that maybe nobody else will. So if you're younger than me, please pay attention. Settling for less than you deserve is not love. It's self-sabotage in slow motion. Your standards aren't barriers. They're just filters for who actually deserves access to you. The ones who treat your standards like a burden are not worth your time. It's better to be lonely by choice than miserable by compromise. Sometimes I'm sorry is just a polite way of saying I'm gonna hurt you again in the future. Your biggest regret will never be losing them. It will be losing yourself and trying to keep them. Forever is only as real as someone's willingness to fight for it. Not everyone who is good to you will be good for you. Your ex, that's a door that was shut for a reason. Stop jiggling the handle. Never hand your heart back to the person who showed you that they don't know how to handle it. Hope that helps.
Welcome to another episode of Things That If a Man Would Say, he'd be labeled a sexist, a misogynist, insecure, or controlling. But me, as a woman, I'm gonna say it for you. These old dating apps didn't give women more options and gave women the delusion that a better man is just one more swipe away. I don't know, is it like swipe like this? You can go up like that? So I don't really think that these women have commitment issues. I think it's more of like an option addiction. Oh, and the lovely Are We Dating the Same Guy Facebook page. Y'all have heard me talk about this before, but we are building a society on crowdsourcing red flags instead of building discernment. Social media turned femininity into aesthetics instead of character. Where's the authenticity? All the modern day women now, they look the same, they talk the same, they dress the same, they act the same. Now this is coming from a divorced woman. There should be less incentives for a woman to file for divorce.
women want equality until it's asking them to do the same dirty jobs, the same hard, demanding jobs that men do. A lot of you actually don't have high standards. You have high expectations and low character. If body count didn't matter, then why do all these women lie about it? And as always, your past does not make you unlovable, but it's sure going to make you accountable. On that note, y'all have a great day, even to the women that I upset on the internet. Like host.
I just saw a video of a military vet talking about how when they were stationed in Japan, so many guys were coming home with wives. And he was already married to someone back in the States, and he was asking the guys, like, what is the deal with this? And their answer was that these women were so ecstatic to be with them. They were so happy to be with them. Just to be their wives and to be the mother of their children was all that they asked from them. To go work their normal jobs and have a normal average income and do the normal things that a man does, and they were satisfied. And not only were they satisfied, they were in love and happy. And a lot of women might not like this, right? But the reality is feminism has ruined our culture and caused women to be hardened, to be more masculine than ever. And listen, it's caused a feminization of men as well in the process. And in the end, it is our responsibility. Like, it is our fault that that all happened. Weak men in leadership allowed our culture to become what it is right now. But this whole passport bro thing is starting to make a lot of sense to guys.
Why are young women attracted to older men? It goes deeper than you think. It is not because they're broken, gold diggers, or being manipulative. It is because older men activate something that younger men haven't developed yet. Young women bring youth, beauty, curiosity, softness. Older men bring experience, confidence, emotional control, and safety. That pairing has worked for thousands of years because of what? Biology and polarity. A young woman is wired to seek a man who can guide her, protect her, and elevate her. Not control her, but teach her. And this is the part that a lot of people ignore. Older men teach. They teach emotional maturity. They teach communication. They teach discipline and long-term thinking. They can show her calm leadership and what masculine reassurance actually feels like. She grows up faster beside an older man than with somebody who is still becoming himself. And what does he get in return? She brings him back to life. Her softness, her energy wakes up parts of him that he forgot. Her femininity sharpens his masculinity. This isn't a transaction. It is pure polarity and human nature. Younger men are still figuring themselves out, building themselves up emotionally, financially, mentally. They're unsure, inconsistent, and that is normal for their age. But women don't fall for potential. They fall for certainty. Older men know who they are. They know what they want. They know how to show up. They offer so much direction and protection and stability. That's why young women choose older men. They feel safe enough to be feminine, open, and soft again. It is not creepy. It's not new. It's the oldest pairing in human history. And the people who hate it the most are the ones who can't offer what either side actually values.
And really, I think in a lot of these situations, what it comes down to is modern women want something, but then they want to modify that something, right? And so you have men that'll be men. They're actually masculine. I'll pay the bill. I'll pay the bills. I'll, initiate plans and open doors and all that stuff. But then when I do that and I don't do it to your liking, then you call me controlling. Right? If I'm leading the house and I'm leading the charge and I'm making a decision, because this is what modern women like to do. They like to spend all day making a decision. It's not like we hadn't discussed it. We didn't spend all day talking about this type of stuff. But you just, give me a couple more days to think about it. Give you a couple more days. I really think I need a week. Give a couple weeks. And by that time, the opportunity is gone. Well, it's just not what God had for us. No, it was. But you just wanted to do things on your timeline. And after 4 or 5 of those things, because modern women will do that, they'll control the relationship with their indecisiveness. And then when you start to move on and do your thing, it's just something about him. He just moving when he shouldn't. And let me tell you something, ladies, when a man wants to move too fast, that's of the devil. No, it's not. The devil ain't got nothing to do with that. That's your indecisiveness. You're slothful. You're lazy. You can't make up your mind. Analysis, paralysis, whatever you want to call it. But you need to, it's not even therapy. You need to learn, start making some decisions and sticking with it. See, what happens is modern women get out here and they don't like consequences. They want everything to go smoothly. And what I'm really trying to get you to do, sir, is I'm trying to get you, if we go with this decision, you take the blame. You make it right. I want to guarantee that everything is going to work out 100%. And if it don't, you take it on the chin. Every single thing. And that's why modern women get out here and they be talking about, well, if he take you out and he don't like you, then get some property out of him. Make sure he gives you that bag, or make sure he gets you some property, or make sure he gets you a car. Do you know what you're asking, silly? You're asking a man for, you just spent 5 minutes with the man. You're asking a man for a whole property, a whole house. Are you slow? Are you slow? Are you okay, ma'am? But this is what these modern women are doing today. A man go out there, take care of his responsibilities, doing what he's supposed to be doing, and can't get the woman to move. Can't get the woman to move. I want a man to do this, and the man do all of it. I just really ain't sold. We really need to go. Don't rush me. You trying to love bomb me. That don't even fit right here. Oh, well, yet see, you always trying to play on my words. Girl, go back to therapy. You're a psychopath.